tired, man. I'm trying to leave. But it'll be quick. We're just doing 2 sets. Alright, so we got Specs and Shulker. I'm not fully commentating, but I'm just giving a perspective so when they hear this back and before we type the notes and all that. Generally what Shulker needs to work on, especially versus swordies, is playing more grounded and not building as much since most swords can get through it. We're talking about it, and I think he sees the point and kind of agrees overall, is that when the wall's not there, Steve has more opportunity to actually like do stuff versus the swords. He could either run under, cross them up, whatever he needs to do before and it also means the swordy player thinks that they have more opportunity to actually hit Shulker than they do. And then for Specs, sorry, little things wrong, but for Specs, it's more so like, can you look at what you're doing and can you tomahawk more? He just needs to work on the mix-ups a little bit more. He would be, you know, like he's doing like pretty good pressure, and I also taught him like a little bit more block strings and what to do in those situations. And that obviously he has like a little bit of an aerial habit, especially at a hit stun. But the biggest flaw in his gameplay is that he has decent combos. He'll do all that, but then he fails to like open you up because he doesn't mix up a lot of the tomahawk options. So what I want to see, even though it's harder versus Steve because he's building a wall, but hopefully if Shulker's building less walls, it's more applicable. But then that's also why I told Shulker to build less walls. It means that you're able to punish these like landings instead. And so like this game, like it's rough, but overall, I'm mainly looking to see if Specs is able to work on any of the things, whether it was tomahawking that we did, whether it was spacing at the ledge by using short hop or like a walk instead of a dash, and just stuff like that. And there, like, it's something that he struggles with a lot, is that he is a lot of the time dashing up. So instead of like trying to land on stage or just neutral get up, he'll like jump and then double jump and keep going, or he'll like neutral get up, roll in. Part of that is fear of being off stage. Part of that is also fear of like just getting pinned and being in the corner, not necessarily off stage. And we went over like the why and why you got to fix it and how a little bit. And I'll message him more when I really like watch the game like super hard. Like see like dash up shield, that's just gonna be something I'll be like, what's your idea behind that? Especially versus a character like Steve. But overall that's fine. Good combos here from Shulker. I'll have to tell Specs a little bit about the DI and the SDI on that, but so far it's fine. Shulker's doing a good job at like doing the good mining and see how he's building less walls. It gives Specs this false illusion like, oh, I could fair instead of having to like come from completely above. And now Shulker can just punish that for multiple reasons. It's more like, what's the word? Telegraphed. It's more in Steve's like wheelhouse of how he could approach. And there, that's just like an unlucky grab. I don't think that's necessarily Specs' fault. But let's see. Where's it? Oh, there we go. I could do it this way. So aside from what I've said already. Oh yeah. Yeah. Do one more. Yeah. No, yeah, I am. I'm saying it, but I just want to write like the super brief synopsis. But no, yeah.
What have you been? Same events?
Okay. Jab stuff. Okay, there we go. Good little opening there. Okay. And see there, we're gonna have to reiterate, and I'll make sure Specs knows. That's another thing about the patience that him and I talked about it with Gare Bear there as well. If you wait to react to this stuff, you probably would have got that punish, even if it was just like a jab or a grab. But the whiff up tilt, especially because it's a mix of crafting tables there, so it means Shulker has more frames because it's like delaying it, making it the timing not what Specs wanted. But I think even without crafting table, it would have whiffed. And there's like a down tilt punish, running down tilt punish instead of a grab, and that's just like learning more as you play the game. But it's a lot better start for Specs. He's like not jumping in as much and getting hit for it, and he's more using his safe pokes correctly. Miss J there, but that's fine. These are the points where I would like to see Specs try to like tomahawk, open him up, get him on the ledge as opposed to just in the corner. Big difference. I would have liked the back row there, but it's fine. Shulker's doing a really good job of like calling out these aggressive movements of pivot grab, which is something I told him to do. Generally works really well versus fast opponents trying to dash. See, this is where adding in those tomahawks matters, because Shulker's getting to the point where up throw can kill, which we also talked about with Specs, but it's also getting to the point where like he's just going to be shielding all these aerials, because obviously all you're going to fish for is aerials. I'm going to fish for these fairs, I want to kill you, blah blah blah. There, it could have been a grab, you throw him back, or you throw him up. Up throw might have killed, maybe. We'll see here. Yeah, it would have killed, so you took like 10 more damage. And if you didn't get that grab, that second grab, it would have been death. So it's one of those things where mixing in those tomahawks is important. That's like the third or fourth time Shulker up smash is your jump. So it's going to be another habit we're going to have to walk through. And I'll probably re-explain it in the notes more thoroughly when I send the written version to Specs, especially when he can ask questions about what's going wrong. There's Shulker abusing both crafting table and also like Specs' jumping habit. There he tried to tomahawk, that was good. That was just Shulker like properly spacing. And that's one of those things where like through trial and error, Specs gonna have to learn like the spacing and the timings where tomahawk isn't worth it, or like not necessarily worth it, it's just not gonna work. And that's something that's gonna take a while for him to learn. Obviously, like that, a lot of people still struggle with that even at a high level, but it's something you like slowly you work in through trial and error, and like it's friendlies. Like this is the time to like constantly try to tomahawk, or like mix in different things like tomahawk down tilt, stuff like that. Oh, I like that. I actually like that a lot. It was a pretty like decent attempt at trying to go around, but overall, Shulker just, I mean, there's a reason Shulker's number 9 in the PR. I did see a couple tomahawk attempts, which I like from Specs overall, but we're going to have to reiterate the idea of mixing up, and as well as the microspacing out ledge, and also his jump habits, because he's like almost always jumping out of the corner. Shulker called it out like at least 4 times, but overall, I mean, it's fine. It's what you expect. We've been playing for 4 hours. It's just a friendly to try to get any sort of remnants, see how he's using what we've gone over. And to be fair, he tried. It's just like, it's so hard because I literally just gave Shulker, like not even 10 minutes ago, anti-aggro, anti-sword advice. It's pivot grab more. Don't use wall because it's like literally not as much as worth it as you think it is, at least for the sword characters.